I promise you, this HC chemistry question will be in your next exam. And if you scroll up this video, you will lose these marks. Question 4 reads that the following apparatus was set up in a temperature-controlled laboratory. There's a lid over a solution of saturated copper sulfate, which also has some copper sulfate solid sitting at the bottom. Excess solid sodium sulfate is added to the beaker. Which row of the table correctly identifies the change in the copper sulfate mass and the color of the solution after several days? So our student's gone for A, and let's talk through whether this is correct or not. When you add sodium hydroxide into this beaker, you will have the reaction between sodium hydroxide and copper sulfate. These will both react in the aqueous state since the ions will react, and you will end up forming sodium sulfate and calcium hydroxide. Now, calcium hydroxide will be the solid that you produce. The effect of this is that calcium ions that were originally in solution are now going to be removed and turned into solid, which means that the concentration of copper sulfate is going to come down. So the easy option seems to be that the blue color would fade. However, there is an extra part to this question. The copper sulfate solid at the bottom is also now going to be able to dissolve into solution as it is no longer saturated. Since copper sulfate has been removed, now you can turn some of your copper sulfate solid into copper sulfate aqueous. So then it seems incorrect to go with B and D, but there's actually an extra step as well because the solid sodium hydroxide is excess. It means that it will react all of this copper sulfate both in solution and the solid remaining. So that would mean that overall you have a slight decrease in your color of solution, and the answer would actually still have a fading of the blue color, and the copper sulfate mass would decrease in size. This is all down to this keyword excess, and if you miss this, A might seem like the correct option, but the correct answer here is actually D. So if you're looking to Band 6 HTC Chemistry, you know that you cannot make mistakes like this one. At Catalyst Chemistry, we have the best resources, the best tutors, and therefore the best results. Our enrollment's closed next week, Monday, so make sure if you're keen that you go to the link in our bio, submit a form on our website, and we'll give you a call to make sure your enrollment is all sorted. Otherwise, add this mistake to your mistake journal, and we'll see you in the next one.